you have a couple of things working. You have the Housing Authority, which does primarily the low and very low income housing. You now have the CDCs, which bring about the development of moderate income housing. And then you'll have the market, which will take the upper income housing and the market rate and bring it. So together, we can create communities that we can all live in, that we can afford to. With down payment assistance you can get through HomeSite and through the Urban League training, you can, in fact, find ways. We need more money to do more of it, but it is being done. And yes, SoundTrust is impacting the prices down there. In fact, for many years, while people were waiting for Sound Transit to get started, we were holding costs down because people didn't know where it was going.
Thank you, Richard. The next question is for Cara and Bascom. What actions beyond housing policies would you take to help assure that people of color and poor people do not lose their footing in the neighborhoods of the Rainier Valley? Mr. Bascom.
The housing question is always a very difficult question here in Seattle because it is very high demand. Unfortunately, there is no magic wand. The biggest lesson that I think we can learn is that when you look around in your community, you look around in your neighborhoods, when you start talking about what you can and can't afford, don't look at it as your own individual effort only that can make the difference. The city plays a part. You have other agencies such as Fannie Mae, some of the banks who have low down payment programs. You've got to find out where the information is. And unfortunately, in this day of information overload, you don't know where to start and you don't know where to end at. But I can assure you, I've been out here for 33 years in the real estate industry, trying to make housing affordable, trying to fight the uphill battle for the banks to be able to make loans to you, to be able to buy your first home, get your first piece of property to develop your home. And that is not what we need to be still continuing to fight in 2005. But it does require that we get educated as to how you develop wealth through housing. That is the biggest key. Whether you talk about multifamily development together, you talk about individual family development. You know, in the Asian community, a lot of people understand that they have a process where they've come over and they've pooled their monies to be able to help one family at a time to be able to afford single-family housing. Now we're going into, you can get me twisted with that all the time. But we're going into an age now where obviously we have a very limited amount of land here in Seattle. The reality is that we need to put together a transportation system. So if you can't live in Seattle, you will still have the most reasonable and quick access to Seattle and all of its services that are here that you need. So beside the fact of talking about the gentrification and the things that are not happening, transportation is the next biggest key.
Well, there isn't really one single silver bullet. But there are a number of strategies that we can be following. In fact, some of the folks in the Beacon Hill area and then further south helped starting a thing called a Homestead Land Trust. And that I used to live in a land trust. So basically what you're doing is you're taking money, buying homes, and taking it off the marketplace. And that's one of the best things we can do. Because when you look at homes and the reason they're going up continually in cost is because they're being turned, you know. It's not because the value of the houses are, going up just because of the materials. It's because people have to pay higher and higher mortgages, larger percentage of mortgages. So the city should have a much more aggressive program in allowing people through HomeSite and some of the other programs have been mentioned, but new programs too, to basically purchase homes or buildings for that matter, that are apartments or condos, and put them in land trusts. The other element, too, to keep in mind is that I'm fairly certain that statistically, the majority of people of color, ethnic minorities, are at this point still renters and not homeowners, and they need to be protected. We need to make sure that's their home, too, even if they rent. And the city needs to do more to make sure that they do not have conversions or make sure that they have good access to the laws, they know what their rights are. And lastly, we need to make sure that the city's making investments in those neighborhoods so this way that the people can stay in their homes and they don't feel like they have to be forced out. And that gets down to everything like public safety as well, as making sure that We have respectful police. We make sure that they're there, they're visible, they're doing foot beats or bike beats. And then we need to make sure that, again, the bus service is there. We're not basically subsidizing projects in other parts of the city as opposed to, taking away service in those neighborhoods. So it's a combination of things.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
The next question is for Casey and Jan. Candidates Drago and Core, both of you support no net loss, and there appears to be no difference between your positions. Would you both please define your meaning of no net loss? And how would you assure that no net loss policy is respected by SHA? Before you answer the question, the development in Holly Park and the development in Rainier Vista and Highline, we have a net loss of almost 1,000 units as a result of that development. The city council to date has said that they have no control over SHA. That is not true. They have control over SHA. That they choose not to exercise it is a different question. So please, thank you.
Well, I don't accept the notion at all that the City Council has no influence over the Seattle Housing Authority. They have many ways to influence the process. They have review of the appointments to the board. They have permits. They have, at times, mingling of funds. And the last point is they have an obligation as elected leaders to advocate that public dollars achieve public benefits. So when I talk about no net loss, I'm talking about the woman I met about 50 yards from here. And I don't want her driven out of her neighborhood. There's a lot of overdue investment that's come into this community. Finally, there's a new gym. And when I was on the Seattle Times editorial board, I wrote editorials saying it's time that this community got a new gym and it should get a new community center. But let's talk about one person who's affected by this big policy question. Are we going to have members of the City Council who will fight to make sure that she has the choice to live in this neighborhood, particularly now after all this public investment? I will fight for her. I will fight to make sure that we achieve public benefit with our public dollars. That's our obligation, in my opinion.
Well, I think there's two issues here. One is no net loss, and one is one-for-one replacement. And your question was no net loss. Absolutely, positively, no net loss. We want to figure out how we can put more units on any given space, and that's happening all over the city. It's called density. But the other piece is one-for-one replacement. And I think what's happened is, as people have moved out of the neighborhood while the construction has taken place, what the issue is, do they have the choice to come back to the neighborhood after the construction takes place? And I support that. I support one-for-one replacement and that choice. Now, some people do make a choice to not come back and to live in wherever they've rented over time. The council has exercised its muscle, I guess I'd say, over SHA. We expanded the board of SHA at the community's request, by the way. We have appointed people to that board at the community's request. But the biggest power that we have actually happens when a development is going under reconstruction. We have an immense amount of power there, and I know that in particular, Councilmember McIver has exercised that time and time again, as has the council, but I would say exercised with the leadership of Councilmember McIver. And SHA is not a city department, so we don't have budget authority. And in the end,
Thank you, John.
the council's most powerful responsibility and tool is budget
Thank you, John.
authority.
Thank you very much. The next question is for Conlon and Miller.
Asked me if I was on MTV at one time. I said no, but you should go talk to him. It's a Como guy, I think. Yeah, we'll get you over there. You can chat. He was on MTV. Okay, so you just got back from Cannes?
Cannes.
I keep going back between Cannes and Cannes.
Yeah.
Wow,
We
how
heard
was
a guy
that?
on the internet pronounce it for us correctly. So
Oh,
it would
okay.
be
So the
Walker.
internet. Oh,
It's
the
Cannes.
internet knows.
It's
The
Cannes.
internet knows.
They know everything.
So how was the experience?
Ridiculous.
Fun?
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Were you wined and dined?
I was applauded, which was even better.
Oh, Lynn,
Yes.
that's so great. They
It
love
was
the
great.
film.
Yes, there was a standing ovation. It was spectacular.
Wow, are you on a cloud 9?
I'm floating back down to earth,
Yeah.
but now I'm about to be buoyed
Yeah,
up
she'll
again
buoy it
here
up
at the
because
gala.
this is
That's
open
it.
night of SIF. Come on, I mean
know.
this
So
is
you had a
Cannes.
nice warm up.
Cannes too, yeah. Well, and you're
French
looking
one,
you're
yeah.
looking quite fine. So what's it like to be kind of escorting this big time director?
My bodyguard,
Yeah,
among
yeah.
other
Are you
things.
pushing them
It's
back?
many
Yeah,
duties.
Ken's-
Not so close. Step back.
okay, I'll just kind of
I'm gonna have
hover.
to frisk you.
I'd like you to. Well, anyway, so your film is of course running here at SIF. It's really the centerpiece of I think
The centerpiece gala.
Yo, I'm Ben.
I'm Andrew.
We're old friends from college, but we've kind of gone down different roads. Ben is Mr. Motorcycle Adventuring Man.
I've been living in San Cristobal de las Casas down in Chiapas, Alabama.
Where? I have a really nice house and wife and stuff. We were out at a party and we heard about Hump Fest.
This awesome amateur porn festival.
You have to do something unique.
Two straight dudes. Beyond gay. It's beyond gay.
The funny thing was, we were drunk when we first came up with the idea, and then it evolved into this weird straight guy macho thing.
This shouldn't be about us challenging each other.
Give me the phone!
It's on. It's on.
Is somebody having sex in his film?
Yes, as far as I understand.
What are you doing?
You said you were gonna tell her, and she said she knew, and then I just talked about it, and I guess she didn't know.
I cannot believe I'm talking to you about making a porn film with him!
You're pretty solidly not gay. Yeah, I think the same thing about you, too. We might have to impose the Pretty Woman rule.
No kissing. This is weird.
You're not as Kerouac as you think you are, even though you've got the headband on.
I love you.
And I'm not as white picket fence as you think I am.
There's a six-pack under there. There is nothing that I want to do less than what we're talking about doing. Ready?
Ready?
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was awful.
Dude, that was awful. This is gonna be hard.
Yeah, that puts a little wrench in the works, doesn't it?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting.
Have you guys seen the film?
I have seen the film.
Oh, okay,
and the
good.
film was very funny. How did people like you, who most of you are American, I think.
Yeah.
Right. How did you get into a British satire?
Because of the plot.
They needed American actors.
The plot was about these British people go see these American people, and that's the how.
So they had to call the.
That's right. No,
They were
you
sort of
usually. No,
found
you're
to-
right though. You're right though. Oftentimes they play Americans. That's very distasteful for us.
I guess.
But this
I guess
time they
it's
got the
got
real thing.
feel of British humor in a way. This movie.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, how did you find the method of working with
I don't know. They found us, I guess. We, auditioned for it and then got into the groove.
It feels like it's sort of an improvised kind
Yeah.
of movie. Was there improvisation going on?
Yeah,
There was a
including
lot-
at the audition.
But also our director said that when as he was editing, whenever there was a line that he heard that sounded the least bit written, he cut it. Even if it was good, he said no, and so he left only the things. So he said, right?
That's,
Remember he
yeah,
said that?
yeah.
Also,
yeah.
with like acclimating to the style, the film is loosely developed from a television show that they had made. So watching the TV show helped with sort of getting the tone of it and stuff called the thick of it. So that was helpful.
I grew up as an Anglophile. The Beatles, the British
Oh,
invasion.
totally, absolutely.
All my life.
I don't like him.
Not crazy about it. Don't much care for them.
Not really.
Seattle is very.
Have you been here before?
No, but actually I have 2 films. I mean, this one I'm also in The Spy and the Sparrow. Yeah, so this is a big, a big year for me in
You
Seattle.
posed
So
in
have a cup
Seattle
of coffee
Film
on me.
Festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
You own Seattle.
Don't I?
You are
Don't
Seattle.
I, Jess?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And with
Oh,
those
heck
stripes, especially.
Damn right.
Yeah, you're looking good. And I love purple. You guys look great. Well, thank you so
you for
much.
playing.
Congratulations.
Not at all. Thank you.
Yay.
Thanks. Enjoy.
Hit the red carpet.
You're in the movies.
Yeah, you gotta wear the shoes.
Sparkle, right?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
We are looking at the catalog for the Seattle International Film Festival, and this thing is so heavy I can barely hold it with my good hand. And what you got there is you got every single film of these 5,000 or something movies in it, and a lot of reading that I'm probably not going to get around to doing. But it's here, and you can pick one of these up when you come to the film festival, or you can steal one. But don't steal it, pay for it, because it's probably a good fundraising device.
I'm welcoming guests to SIF opening night. Hi! Well, girl, come on out. What's your name?
Lorraine.
Lorraine, welcome. Oh, she's nobody.
I'm nobody.
You're somebody, Lorraine. You're somebody. Enjoy, enjoy.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, that's Connie from Como. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Marvelous.
Yes, do you?
Good to see
So
you.
you're here for opening night?
I am here.
Right on. You excited?
Secret. I'm part of a short.
She's part of a short.
I'm in the short.
She's in the short.
I am.
Right on.
With one of your old buddies.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll look for that.
Watch
Okay.
us.
Connie Thompson, everybody. Who's going to take care of the car? I'll take care of the car. Yeah, you can do it.
What is your function here at the opening night?
We're here to park the guest cars.
It's about 30 minutes to showtime
showtime.
here. People are starting to go in.
They're
It
flowing
is-
in.
It's windy.
It's beautiful, but windy. No, but I'm still excited.
You're so
Because
excited.
Because it's opening night of SIF.
Okay.
Okay, so now, like, we can't really see over here, but they're putting on, like, some sort of, like, wristbands. What are those wristbands? Are they, like, for ID?
They're general, but depending on the
There's different levels.
levels, yeah.
Oh, okay.
General admission.
Okay. So what's the best one?
VIP.
The VIP orange tickets.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can kind of steal some of those, but you won't notice.
We won't say a
I
word.
won't say a word.
Yes. Nancy got me.
Robert, I'd like to
Yes.
take this opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about the fact that there are lots of local films in this year's festival.
All right. Why
Yeah.
don't you do that? Oh,
Well,
with both of us.
With you,
Yes.
yeah. So not a monologue, it's kind of a back
see.
and forth, a conversation.
That is true. There seems to be a greater presence of local filmmakers
Yeah.
in SIF than has been before, both amongst features and shorts, and there's also a bunch of documentaries
Yeah.
made by local
Is there anything
filmmakers this year.
specific in the local genre, the local world that you're excited about?
Well, Hump Day.
Hump Day, of course,
And,
with Lynn Shelton's film.
There's a documentary called It Takes a Cult that is about the Love Israel
The Love-
family or a cult or whatever you want to call them. Which,
Right.
if you grew up in Seattle, you
Well,
always heard about
they
them.
kind of were up on Queen Anne, which is I live on Queen Anne, and I remember them when I was a kid. They had
Yeah.
a little commune up there,
Yeah.
very hippie, flowers and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right.
There's another one kind of in that vein, Back to the Garden.
Back to the Garden. yes,
Kevin
right.
Tomlinson, and that's going to be a cool film about kind of Woodstocky and where are they now?
Right, catching up with people who are sort of in a communal living
Yeah,
situation or
yeah,
something like that.
Very interesting.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show
I have called myself a hippie back
I
in
don't ever slow up, no I don't take
86,
shit. I got
76,
no love
66.
for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a
term has been so compromised, misunderstood, abused.
Looked at pictures in Life magazine of hippies, you know, and found that really appealing. And knew that I didn't want the life my parents had.
Ended up living in a teepee in Oregon and connecting spiritually.
We haven't defined what is a hippie. Is Jesus a hippie?
I've never been ashamed to be a hippie.
We were all about being flower children, being about love.
Hippies are kind of known as tree huggers, right?
You know, I always equated it with folk that wanted to live simply, wanted to live close to the earth.
Try to give as little money as possible to killing people.
Being about against the war, trying to build a better world.
Wanted to farm, wanted to raise their kids.
Try not to participate in corporate America.
They just really slandered us. And so as a result, many people today do not want to use the term, but I'm actually still very comfortable with the term, I just think he's fine. I live in a school bus without power, without running water, without electricity. That's kind of a hippie lifestyle.
I watched my parents struggle, the whole middle class crap, and kind of early.
Okay.
Ever use is SimCity. It's not good, right? You don't want your door locked.
SimCity 4000.
4,000?
Yes,
Oh.
it's coming out.
You know, 3,000 got to be a little too complicated. It did. You had to provide solid waste facilities.
This is our newest business. It's Margaret's Apparel.
Okay, I heard that Margaret's had closed.
Margaret retired.
Yes.
And so this is our new dress store.
Okay.
And very nice job that they've
Uh-huh.
done. Beautiful setting and nice merchandise.
It's funny, we were in.
We had 20,000 square feet of vacant retail
Right.
space.
Well, two of the
Yes.
corners up here. Yeah.
The thing that's going on is that every day I get a call for someone wanting space.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a big demand for space here.
What are the rents?
And they want to be in the junction.
Are the
They
rents?
want to
They're very reasonable.
Yeah?
Still. Yeah,
Still?
because you have older buildings.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I think the rents are reasonable for city address.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is my shop here.
Mm-hmm. How's business?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, can't complain.
In fact, I know that somebody asked me what I was paying. They told me they were paying about the same thing for a spot that's south of Morgan.
Oh,
It
really?
has-
Yeah?
Oh, sure. It has 1/10 of the foot traffic
Yeah.
that we do.
Yeah.
That's,
These guys do so well, you don't even bother to try getting in anymore. It's,
Well, what I enjoy is being on. First time I've had an office right on the sidewalk. It's great. I love it. Just love it.
You get many walk-in folks?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite a bit. Yeah. And I don't take all of it. It's not-
Right.
A lot of it is stuff I don't do, but I can refer it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And just the activity and
Mm-hmm. How's this place been doing?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I never see anybody in there.
We've gone through a couple times, but
How long have they been in here now?
2 years?
Not really that long. Wow.
How's the park coming?
The park, the vacant lot is down here, and we negotiating the purchase.
Okay.
And
Who's the owner?
There's a partnership of 4 people.
Okay.
And the issue here for development is that it's a contaminated site.
Oh, is it a gas station or something? Or?
It used to be a gas
Oh, I didn't know that.
station,
I
and
didn't remember that.
understand there are 2 tanks on site.
Yeah.
So the park department is hoping that they can get an agreement by the end of the year.
Okay.
And then have some closure within the first quarter.
Okay. Roughly, what's the purchase
It will be
or
over
asking
400
price?
Over 400,000.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
appraised at over 400,000.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
You negotiated that down.
We had it way down.
yeah, well, and there are ways of dealing with that in terms of, whether they're willing to do a distress sale and make a contribution and get tax write-offs
Right,
and so
right,
on.
right.
That'll all be, fortunately, that's something that the park department will handle, and I'm so grateful.
Right. We started the negotiations
Yeah,
early on.
yeah. How much does the tank issue reduce the value? What's it going to
Well,
cost
here,
to do the
I don't know that.
removal?
And I don't think that even the park department knows right now until they would get somebody in to
Do an
really-
assessment, yeah.
The owners of the property were claiming that the oil company will come back and clean it up, but I don't know.
But they don't have confirmation on that.
No, they say that.
But I think that will make a nice improvement here. It will provide public
Oh, yeah,
space.
yeah.
It'll give room for politicians to do speeches. And
We don't need room, we just need an excuse.
And one of my visions is that we'll have a stage probably up against that building. That as part of the stage we'll have
Yeah.
lighting, and we can have
And do
a
you see
light
it as sort of an
show.
old-fashioned town square?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the The concept,
We should
yeah.
run a waterfall all the way up the top.
That would be fun,
Then we
yeah.
can do our laser light show
Yeah.
just like they do at the dam.
Uh-huh.
Grand
Uh-huh.
Coulee.
There we go.
We don't spill
Anyway,
water over those
you know,
dams anymore, you know.
What I keep getting told is that it's a very small lot for all the ideas that I'm collecting.
Sure,
and trying to
sure,
put into
right,
it.
but-
So we'll see. But I think that it will be a nice complement to the project that's
Yeah,
across the
yeah,
street,
yep.
and
Which will
and
be great to
other
see,
development
yeah.
that's going to occur.
Yeah, yeah.
I had
further
heard
down the
early
street.
on that one of the monorail stations was supposed to be, on 42nd here, right here.
I'm sure they've talked about, lots
but
of
I
different
don't-
spots
there's
along
nothing- I
here.
don't
That's
have
my property there.
So-
And we have a development plan.
Okay.
And I mean, we could incorporate the
Yeah.
monorail within that
Yeah.
project,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you're looking at retail and housing
Yeah,
above it?
we have a couple of major retailers,
Uh-huh.
and
It's been great.
It's been great. It's always nice to
Okay.
To the garage.
Right,
Was
okay.
returned to us.
Okay.
So then we got these guys to do something.
Okay.
And the notion was a phase one implementation project.
Uh-huh.
Take a step back into a master plan.
Okay.
And then really get the ball rolling and have some tangible results. And we'll show you a little later today. The
Yeah.
First phase project.
Okay.
Another thing about that's not supposed to be the end of that bus line. Did you already talk about that?
Yes, right.
It's because people in the apartments down there don't like the noise.
Right. And Vern Valentine didn't care for it, I know, outside his business. Yeah. Yep. Which way? Are we going down this way? Okay.
Yeah.
How about the what?
Part of this.
For a delay because they thought the tiles would be ready
Well,
and they weren't, so we filled it in.
Passport, you want to make sure you go around and get a stamp to all the charities and then turn it in at the desk or the table. There's a box at the combined charities table at the foot of the elevator, and you get a chance to win a door prize. So thanks again for coming.
Before he gets here for his presentation. I wanted to welcome you to the City of Seattle Combined Charities campaign. We are here to capture your heart. Let it sing, let it laugh, let it feel the joy of giving. This year we have showcased a variety of city employee talent to help us highlight the importance of charitable giving and to encourage employees to donate to the charity of their choice. We have done a campaign video, which I think you will enjoy when you get to your department campaign events, and there will be a number of performances on there that I hope you will enjoy as well. While you do sit back, relax, and enjoy the many and varied talents of your fellow employees, please consider the important issues that have made the Combined Charities campaign an essential fundraising element. There are times when we want to forget about the difficulties that face our community and to avoid situations that make us uncomfortable. Yet there are individuals in our neighborhoods who need our help, and there are issues of concern that will affect our children and their children. Listening to a brooklet in the woods, hearing the laughter of happy, healthy children, sharing the sunshine and good times together. Whether it be children and home, arts and education, or health and the environment, please listen to the song that is in your heart and consider where your contributions can do the most good. There are many methods to address the problems that are facing our youth today. Some of the most exciting and innovative approaches incorporate the arts and utilize individual creativity to help families and youth find the answers they need. Children need the support of others to effectively face the challenges confronting them in society today. Assistance is available from birthing issues to gang violence, from cultural differences to language biases, and from drug problems to alternative care. Please check your Combined Charities catalog for a charity that addresses your concerns. As individuals, we often encounter situations that are challenging to address. Charities must work with these situations every day. They struggle to meet the demands of intense need while maintaining cost-effective programs as efficiently as possible. Without consistent funding, the resources necessary to make their services available are hard to obtain. With your monthly